Chevy is called the heartbeat of America for a reason. With SUVs made to move with your rhythm. The versatile Equinox tackles your entire day. The spacious Traverse fits your crew and your whole weekend. And Trax brings style with value you can count on. All infused with tech that has your back, so your drive always hits the right chord. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Are all batteries the same? That's like asking if all soccer players are the same. Take Messi, the most decorated player ever. Is there any other player who has achieved that? No, just him. Now take Duracell. Is there any other battery with power boost ingredients inside? No, just Duracell. Remember, goats only trust goats because they're built different. And Messi only trusts Duracell.
We kick off the quarterfinal round with a rematch of the semifinal from 4 years ago. It's France against Morocco. Plays for Mbappe, found a pocket of space, and pulls the shot just wide. No, it did take a touch on the way through. Mbappe has it. Masraoui trying to recover. Kylian Mbappe goes down. Penalty for France. We are still officially in a check.
But this seems like a very long time for this.
Mbappe against Yassine Bono. Saved! Taken away by Doué. Boadi the teenager lost it. Doué running in. Desiree Doué! Save! Yassine Bono. Lucadinho holds it in. He'll let it go! And it clips off the top of the bar! Wow. Doué able to find Mbappe. Through traffic! Kylian Mbappe! 20 career World Cup goals! Gives France the lead in the quarterfinal. Here they come for more. Dembele. Mbappe the difference maker once again. Destination Dallas. Tuesday afternoon in a semifinal for France.
Oh, live from New York. It's a show that needs someone to score a goal against Spain. Somebody needs to do it. See, again, Brew doesn't need that.
Right.
The show doesn't need it because Brew doesn't need it. Brew would be thrilled if literally it never happened.
That's a lot of times in that little opening.
You just talk about yourself. That's what I've been telling you.
That's a good point.
That you just always say the show is, excited for
from
Drake
Connecticut.
May.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Has salt and pepper hair. Like, no.
Oh, wearing a toupee. Okay. First hour, first things first. Today, Messi in Kansas City. This is fantastic. The fact that he's loving it. We should bring this into other sports.
We did it. That was the letter yesterday. A picture
Slightly
of
dangerous.
Us all throwing up Cowboy Brew.
It was great. That was good.
I like
too.
that. Or Wemby wins the finals.
Wemby, doing it to Wemby would be tough.
Everybody out.
He's flying. He's not that heavy.
Meanwhile, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, who has the best year of the under 25 star quarterback. How old is Bo Nix?
He's old, man. He came into the league at like 31. He's grizzled vet. That's why he's got those arthritic ankles. An old guy.
Him and Sean Payton, like, we're peers, man. Finally, fresh edition of Title Pie with a huge twist. Wait till you see this.
Oh, really?
Huge twist about the pie. Wow.
I saw a bunch of pies all over the building today. Kitchen.
Really?
Another one somewhere.
Our pie budget, we had a great pie budget.
Great.
Chris Broussard, Kevin Wilds, Nick Wright, who was at the game yesterday. Also, did you love being in the home of champions, Foxborough,
I got to tell you, while getting to the stadium can be a bit of a hassle, I really liked your stadium.
Thank you.
I've been to
First time there?
I went to a game in Miami, New York, and Boston. I'd never been in any of those stadiums. Wow. And I might tonight fly to Kansas City to go see Argentina.
Oh, wow.
I might. I have to find the bucket hat first. But
the bucket hat has
Get
not
an
worked.
Argentina hat.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
We are starting in
I gotta get a
Foxborough.
win. The bucket hat's got to get a win.
Officially Boston. Nick was there. Morocco was keeping it close until Mbappe and Dembele broke through. 2 goals in 6 minutes to pull away. France headed to the semifinals. Here's Henry and Zlatan after the game.
Tiny bit before the goal. Okay, that's France on the ball. Okay, they lose the ball. Desiree Doué still has an impact. Boom, they stop the counter. They're trying to stop the counter. Rabiot stops the counter. We maintain pressure. We stay there. You can't breathe. Ball is coming back. Okay, yes, Desiree Doué doesn't do enough, but he puts his body in. Rabiot puts his body in. Desiree Doué puts his body in. Then Mbappé can be Mbappé. And you know why? You can see on the replay. Issa just closes his legs. You know why? Because I've seen Mbappé so many times shooting between the legs of a player first post. Oh, you close your legs? Oh, I'll curve it then.
Zlatan, you loved Elise today?
He did an amazing game. He was the point guard, the Tom Brady of France today, giving those balls. And to be honest, the other ones, they did good runnings also. And when you have a player like Olise, don't think, just run and the ball will arrive. And it will arrive exactly where you want it. You don't have to call for it. You don't have to point the fingers where the ball should go. He will give it to you.
Nick, another L for you. You were rooting for Morocco. You were at the game.
France for the record.
You had an outfit.
You were in
on.
Morocco.
I was rooting
Hold
for
on, let
Morocco.
Brew, can you give a quick take on Nick continuing to go to these games and continuing to take L's?
I do.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that again.
Bro, you had to walk past the door. How did you not see
The door's
I didn't expect the trumpeters.
Oh, the French
This door's a little heavier. Bonjour. We're back yet again. This time with a decree
Oh, wow.
from my friend Killian.
Oh, okay.
Because everyone's saying that we're the best team, you know?
Oh, I was going to show you this quote. I'm
I
glad
saw
you got it.
He sent it to me directly. I've always said that the strongest teams are the ones that win. I don't see a World Cup trophy next to me, so until proven otherwise, it isn't the strongest team. Wow. Killian? Agree to disagree. Granted, you're on the team. We are the best, man. No one is stopping us. First in goals, first in goal differential. Expected goals, I'm not a huge fan of it, except when it supports my points. 14.3, we're first. Big chances, 27. And I've been tracking them myself because this is just an eyeball stat, right, Josh? My numbers disagree with this. I'm up around more 32, 34.
For big chances?
For big chances. I'm seeing the game a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Clean sheets. No one's talking about it because we're scoring so many goals. Fourth. So we are obviously the best.
You've played one more game.
4 clean sheets.
Yes.
Second to
And you guys have played one more game than the other teams, and so that does help the
That's
some
harder
of those stats. Well, not for goals and goal. Like I'm just saying that could change once everyone has played their quarterfinal game. That's the only
fair point.
But they look awesome.
Yeah, were you surprised? Because you did have your Morocco hat on.
Listen, I thought
He had him on upset.
I did. Yes, I said I thought the game was going to go past 90 minutes. I thought we were going to get to extra time, and Morocco was incredibly fortunate to get out of the first half 0-0.
Yeah.
The shots were 13-1 in the first half. And I was sitting there watching the game, and I said to the guy I was sitting next to talking about the game the whole time, I was like, Morocco's just got to get to the second half hydration break, not at zeros, and then all of a sudden it would feel like the pressure shifts a little to France. And then Mbappe didn't let it happen. Yep. And the game didn't end there, but it felt damn close to it. And Brew, this is a visual demonstration of dominance because we have known. Yeah. So these are the shots, man. I mean,
we're rolling.
That's like one really good shot from Morocco.
The one
in the 18-yard box.
Right, and that one hit the side of the net.
Yeah.
The one that is filled in, if you can see, that means it was on target. That was on a set piece. So they didn't get anything going. Meanwhile, France is peppering them. And, Brew, that's what impressed me the most and what made, to me, France even scarier than it had been. Because even though I didn't pick them to win the thing, at no point have I said France.
No, you like.
I think they are the most talented team, and they obviously can win it. I think their path is harder than the South American teams I like on the right side of the bracket. But I have had a slight question about how dominant their defense can be. And their defense was utterly and thoroughly dominant in that game. I said to my wife right as the game ended, and then I checked, and it checked out. I said, we're going to see an expected goals number for Morocco of 0.1. and their official expected goals number was 0.14. Like that was a thoroughly dominant defensive performance from a team with the most offensive firepower. So I guess I was surprised because it's not what I predicted would happen, but I really shouldn't have been surprised by certainly their scoring, but I was a little surprised by how dominant they were defensively.
With you out yesterday, I put on the beret.
Thank you.
I put on the beret. I said it was going to be a comfortable victory.
Yeah, you said 3-1,
2-0.
Yes.
I said 3-1,
You picked a 2-goal win, which is what happened.
I was only surprised that it took France so long to score. Because they were,
peppering.
The attack was relentless, all right? And they just couldn't get it in there. And credit, Morocco's defense was good, and they just sat in the low block, though. For Morocco, I get the strategy, right? You can't go toe-to-toe with them, so you just want to play defense. But I just thought, and maybe they tried, but I thought they needed to attack more. Like you can't win a fight if you don't throw punches.
I know, but they can't. But if you attack,
right.
it's over.
And once France got the first goal with Mbappe, it was over because I knew Morocco was going to have to try to open it up, which they did to some degree. And then that opens them up for another goal.
This
which
goal
of course
from
it
Mbappe
did.
is why they're so scary, Bruce. It's not. Not like
they had three guys
offense.
in front of him.
It's just They get possession.
Three guys around him.
He has a quarter second, and then bang.
Yeah, that was incredible.
The fact that you're thinking he's going to score between my legs from 20 yards out is just, he's unbelievable. Do you have more? Do you want to go specifically about
No,
Mbappe?
I do want to just show how I want to give France their flowers, so to speak. Since Mbappe's been on the team, they have played 20 World Cup games, but Mbappe only started 18 of them because 2 of them they didn't need. They were the final group stage game. There's 17 wins and then a draw that went to PKs in the World Cup final with a 31 goal difference.
Pretty good.
There was something I heard on the broadcast. They hadn't lost some in 40 years or something. Now that includes draws. What was that?
They hadn't lost in that round in 40 years, but they've
lost
tricky
earlier.
part was they also missed. They missed a few times.
But listen, they are one game away from joining this list. Make the finals 3 straight World Cups. It's not a long list, guys. It's West Germany in the 80s and Brazil in the 90s. That's it. To make 3 consecutive finals, and now we can really start talking about it. I mean, we could have at any point, but they are now officially 1 game away from making that a 3-team list.
Excellent. France will play the winner of today's Spain-Belgium game. That's 3 o'clock from LA. Before we talk about Mbappe, I just wanted to say au revoir to our musical guests.
Are you guys
mind playing us out?
Okay, yeah, beautiful. French horn is just in one excellent addition. Yeah.
Excellent. C'est magnifique. Mbappe did miss a penalty, but he also scored one of the most impressive goals of the tournament. It's his 20th goal in the World Cup ever, 8th this year. He's the first player to have 8 or more goals in 2 World Cups.
Yep.
The interesting GOAT conversation, World Cup GOAT conversation, is starting. Here's Peter Crouch.
The numbers are becoming ridiculous. I'm going potentially greatest ever World Cup player.
Oh,
right. He's 27 years old. He's got the most knockout goals. He's got 20 goals, which is the most of any player. Well, 1 behind Messi, sorry. And the man's 27. He's potentially playing 3 World Cup finals. If he gets to the final here, scored a hat-trick in the one that he didn't win. The numbers are stacking up.
Okay, that's just this year. Mbappe, Messi, Haaland, Kane, Dembele, Oyarzabal, and Jude Bellingham. What do you think Mbappe has proven this World Cup, bro?
Well, I agree with Peter Crouch. I think he has been the greatest player in World Cup history. And I know that's saying a lot, all right? But if you look at it, he's got 20 goals in 20 games. Now, we know that Messi's ahead of him with 21. They're the top 2 all time, but Messi's done it in 31 games.
Show my graphic to support Brew's point. The first goals in games, because Brew, you and I were in the like mind. Most goals in World Cup history with games to go along with it. So, Klose, 16 in 24 games. Gerd Mueller, has the similar pace.
That's a better ratio.
Use Fontaine. Shout out my guy. One World Cup. 13.
Right. With all due respect to Juice, the only way I can put him ahead of Juice, that's crazy. That's more than two a game. 1958 was magical. But it was 1 year.
Yeah, it was 1 year.
It was one
your
tournament.
Point of a goal a game outstrips
Mueller
even the great, and that Ronaldo, by the way, is the Brazilian Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo. Yeah. So that adds to your point.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I put it ahead of Fontaine because, again, this is now over three
World Cups.
World Cups versus just one ultra hot tournament. You look, he's been to 2. He's been in 2 full tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Been to the finals both times. Won one of them. All right. The one he lost had a hat trick.
Yeah.
And he is on. It's going to be interesting. But right now, he could become, if he wins the Golden Boot, the only player ever to win it twice.
Yes.
Ever. And he actually is now, I know he's played one more game than Messi, but he is ahead of Messi in points in that they both have 8 goals and he has 3 assists to Messi's 1.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's just, and you're right, like people say, is he even, he's clearly their best scorer, but is he necessarily the best player? They got 3 of the top 5 players in the world by most people's, count.
Yeah, he hasn't won a Ballon d'Or. Dembele has.
Right, and Elise is great. So, but in this tournament, I mean, who's been better throughout their career?
So this is, Brew, you and I, without discussing it, went to the same place. I'm not ready to say he's the greatest World Cup performer ever. I am certainly ready to say he's in the discussion. You can make an argument if they lose.
If they win it.
No, but I'm saying if they lose to Spain and he scores no goals, he still has an argument that his World Cup resume can go toe-to-toe with anybody. So I want to go through kind of a lot of it, as you mentioned, because the other person who has a very similar argument, we might see him in the final again. Because while Mbappe's got a golden boot and Messi doesn't, Messi has 2 golden balls, which is MVP of the World Cup. He's won it twice already, including the year they lost in the final. Mbappe's never won it. So this thing could end with Messi having, 2 World Cups, 3 golden balls, and him being considered
a golden boot.
Right, him being considered the greatest World Cup performer of all time. But we just showed you the goals and games graphic. Here's Mbappe individually at the World Cup as a starter. He's played 18 games. He has 20 goals, 5 assists. There's 17 wins, 1 draw, a draw, to your point, in a final where he scored a hat trick.
Pretty good.
And so that's something. Here's the list of guys in World Cup history who have scored in multiple finals. 3 of the 5 greatest players of all time, and then Vava and Breitner, who are not. I asked Josh. Josh told me that they're not of that caliber. I trust him on it. But obviously Zidane, Pele was a guy that I would have argued up until 6 weeks ago is the greatest player of all time. And then Mbappe. And then here are, in my opinion, the 5 greatest World Cup performers ever and what their resume looks like. And the Franz Beckenbauer maybe has an argument here. All right, so Mbappe's got 20 goals and 1 title. Messi's got 21 goals and 1 title. They both have lost a final. Pele has 12 goals, 3 titles. It should be noted, one of those titles, he got hurt early in the tournament because they tried to take him out. So they won all their knockout games without him, but he still gets the title. Zidane, the goals aren't going to be up there because he was a different type of player. He also won a final, lost a final. In the final he got thrown out of for head punching Marco Materazzi. Ronaldo, it also should be noted, the title in 94, he never played. He was young, but he was on the team. And then he lost a final in 98 and won it. He's right there. Like, you can already make all the arguments you want to make. I am not comfortable saying he's he has been a more consistently excellent World Cup performer than anyone ever. I am comfortable saying that because Messi had some rough World Cup moments, but also
he's been in 6.
Right, but one.
Yeah.
Messi, prior to this World Cup, had been in 5. They won the whole thing once. They lost in the final once. He was named MVP of the tournament twice. He now has the most goals in the history of the tournament. You know what I mean? Yep. He is right now, on pace, I would argue, to win the Golden Boot, even though he's tied with Mbappe because he has the extra game. He's a game behind him in it. Yep. Right. And so I do think, KW, it is, if the bracket holds and we get France-Argentina, that is arguably a game to determine the greatest performer in World Cup history. And I also do wonder if Messi wins it, if there is a bit of, I'm going to mix metaphors somewhat, but Brady-Mahomes situation where even no matter what Mbappe does the rest of his career, if people hold over him, yeah, but you played him twice in the World Cup and lost both times. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to be able to get that one back. And so
yeah, maybe.
It's just.
And if like Mbappe came out and had just 25th ranked passer rate, like goal scoring rating and stuff afterwards. I'm saying it just to. It's today the day Yamal breaks through. Spain, Belgium from LA. Oh, it's the doorstep of destiny. I didn't see it. 4 hours, 39 minutes. This guy needs to get going.
He leads the tournament in take-ons.
Who cares?
Take-ons is big.
You know what else is even bigger than that? Goals, baby.
I think it's take-ons or takeovers he leads in.
Take-ons.
Take-ons. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I need to see the ball in the back of the net.
He's setting guys up with his dribble. His handle is crazy.
Just got you cruising on defense.
This episode is brought to you by Google Health. Stop chasing someone else's definition of health. What matters is what's healthy for you. Google Health offers a new kind of coach built with Gemini for effortless tracking, sleep insights, and holistic coaching tailored to you. Visit googlestore.com to learn more and start a new relationship with your health. Requires Google account, Google Health app, internet, and Google Health premium subscription. Features subject to change. Availability and results vary. Not intended for medical purposes. Works independently of Gemini apps. Check responses for accuracy.
Dax is here. Holland getting ready to take on England. We're a day away, 6 hours, 34 minutes. He's been scoring lots.
This goal really, really ripped my heart out. He was outside the box. Brazil, I just get one goal, get to extra time.
Where are you in the hairstyle? Have you grown more fond of it, or do you feel like it's a band that everyone knows about now and you were early on?
Well, great take. I don't know. I haven't thought about it very much.
Okay. Think about it by the end of the show. Okay. Because now I think that's just going to become a hairstyle. Yeah. You just go I'll just take the Holland. Oh, sure, I did 10 of them today.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Spain, Belgium, today at 3 on Fox. Here's the story from the Spanish side. 1, literally no one can score. They haven't conceded a goal yet. 2, our superstar, Lamine Yamal, still hasn't popped like all the other superstars in the tournament. I know you have some.
Well, he's been great with the take-ons.
Okay.
The 1v1 duels.
Here are the other numbers.
315
minutes, 1 goal, 0 assists, 17 shots, carries ending with a shot. He's got 10, which is tied for most in the tournament, but it's 1 goal. And this has been the World Cup of stars doing their thing.
Yeah, it has.
Yamal.
He's also much younger than all these guys.
He turns 19 next week.
Yeah. In his defense.
What?
No,
That's what we're saying?
I'm saying
Yeah.
we're paying all this tribute to Mbappe. Mbappe, when they won the World Cup when he was a teenager, was not nearly as good as he's been in the last.
4 goals.
He had 4 again,
he just hasn't popped.
No, I agree with that. I'm just saying the guys he's being compared to are in their prime, except for Messi, who's past it, but still amazing. That's just trying to be fair. I mean, I think
Pele did okay when he was.
Just keep it real. That's all. Keep it real.
Yeah.
Do you need to see a huge game from Yamal, or is he just too young?
I don't need to. I want to.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't need to. I mean, they've obviously been cruising.
Yeah.
He has played well, except he just hasn't been able to score. And you're right. Every other big name, every other one, has been great. right? They're all near the top of the leaderboard and scoring and all that stuff. And he has not been, and again, our FoxSports.com had him as the best player in the world coming into the tournament. But I do hold out hope that he will get going. And I actually look at that as a positive for Spain, that they've been so dominant without him really playing well. Now, I do think if he doesn't get it going this game and score at least once, he's going to have to score for them to beat France, I feel like. And I get that their defense has been great, but obviously France can score. And we know Spain has beaten them twice in the last 2 years. They've played twice. Spain has beaten them twice. And Yamal has had 3 goals. In those 2 games against France, he had 3 goals. So I do think Dax, he's probably not 100%, but hey, he's playing no excuses. But I just think whether it's this game, he has to score for them to beat France. So I would like to see him get it going.
Yeah, I think he needs to have a big game. And Danny, yesterday on the OT, had a great graphic of some of these other players that he's been compared to in terms of his stature amongst a young player, but one of the best players in the world. And it was like Messi and Ronaldo and Mbappe and some of their slower starts to the World Cup, their debut World Cups. I absolutely expect Yamal to have a big game today, and I think he needs to have a big game today because, to your point, Spain is a wonderful team. They are absolutely good enough to win the World Cup, but he has to be a difference maker. And so I think this Belgium game is a fantastic game for him to, quote unquote, get off the schneid with a goal or an assist or start to really contribute in the final third. Because if you think about the way Spain has played and some of the teams that they have played, they've completely dominated the game from a possession perspective, and other teams have sat pretty deep against them. And when Lamine Yamal gets on the ball, when you're a player, when you're a coach, and you say, there's this really dynamic winger, and he's excellent 1v1, and it's very difficult to stop him 1v1, send extra players out there to help him out. So he has been dynamic, he's been dangerous, but I think what you're looking for is he's been inefficient in and around the box. Right. So he hasn't really, he's gotten a couple shots off, but they haven't really tested the goalkeeper, they haven't really been on target. And so I need to see a big game from him today because I agree with you. I don't think they win the World Cup without him being an absolute superstar. And to give Belgium a little bit of credit, maybe we were undervaluing them a little bit going into the US game. Hand up, absolutely. They've actually been really good late in the second half. And their head coach, Rudy Garcia, has taken a little bit of criticism for some of the decisions he made against Senegal. If you remember, he actually subbed out Jeremy Doku and Kevin De Bruyne. And people were like, what is happening? Right. And so now they ended up winning that game. He made the big decision to keep a couple big players on the bench. Lukaku has mainly been a reserve player. And if this game is close going into the last 30 minutes of the game, Belgium has firepower off the bench. We pulled this graphic of substitutes that have come in and made a difference in big games. Belgium is actually leading the World Cup in their substitutes, getting subbed into the game and making a difference off the bench. And so good. You see the fact that Rudy Garcia has been, their head coach, has been criticized a little bit. I see the fact that a head coach making big, bold decisions, not afraid to have great players come in and change a game. If this game is close, tied going into the second half, or Spain is up by a goal, I don't think Belgium is going to be too worried about it. I think Spain absolutely concedes a goal in this tournament. I do think they concede today against Belgium. Wow. If they didn't, if they went on and didn't concede a goal in the entire World Cup, it would be easily the biggest achievement ever in World Cup history.
Wow. So Lamine Yamal is a different type of player, obviously, than Haaland, but even Mbappe or Messi in that he's played 101 La Liga games. He has 30 goals in those 101 games. Some of those came when he was 16 years old. He has been a star for the last 2 years. He's played 63 games. In those 63 games in La Liga. In those 63 games, he has 25 goals and 24 assists. So again, he is not as high volume of a scorer as some of these other guys. But here's the other thing about why he needs to pop. When this Spain undefeated streak started, they were the number 8 team in the world. They have risen. The top 3 teams in the world, France, Argentina, and Spain. France and Argentina have been 1, 2, or 3 for the last 4 years without interruption.
Yeah.
Spain has been on a rise over the last 2 years, which directly coincides with him entering the argument for best player in the world. Spain is not one of the 3 best teams in the world without Lamine Yamal being one of the very best players in the world. The defense has allowed them, you know what I mean, to get this far without him playing like it. But the rest of the tournament, for them to win it, which they obviously can, he has to play like it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's coming up today at 3 on Fox.
With
Saturday.
our guys Fletch and Hargreaves on the call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got Hargreaves coming up. Argentina, Switzerland, Saturday at 9 on Fox in Kansas City. Last 2 games, Argentina won in extra time against Cabo Verde, then scored 3 goals in 13 minutes in a 28-3 Brady-esque comeback to beat Egypt. So Argentina, Nick, is either showing the heart of a champion or flirting with a disaster. Do you need to see a decisive win from Messi's team?
No, I like this more.
Really? Very Chiefsy.
Phelps, team of destiny.
No, I've got the copyright on that
That's
one.
a
I
good
understand.
point.
No,
The
I
Chiefs,
understand.
But that didn't end
Like, we know how to win.
No,
that year when they went 15-1 and got clocked in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, okay. Or we could have done the year before when they won a lot of the nip and tuck games, won the Super Bowl. That's fair, Brew. I think that, listen, Switzerland's going to try to get this game to 90 minutes at 0-0.
Yeah.
And maybe a 1-1. Like, they are going to try to do the similar game plan they had against Colombia, which is see if we can get to PKs and see what the hell happens. And I don't mind Argentina continuing to feel like it's meant to be, guys. We have the greatest player of all time.
Interesting.
It's, there's a little, sports god stuff that I do think some of the guys believe, like, hey, there are bigger forces at play. Even if that's not actually true, sure. I think there is a belief within the team. And so, yes, it's not like them winning 3-0 would be a bummer, but them winning by pulling one out of the fire again would, I think, only embolden their belief of nobody can beat us. So obviously, if they lose, it's the tournament's over, it's a disaster. But I think any way that they win, Dax, they are going to feel unbeatable after. If they finally put on dominant performance, great. If they have imagine if they have another comeback, how that team's going to feel as far as bulletproofness, if you will. So, no, I don't need to see that.
Well, I really like their chances a lot better if you don't buy an Argentina bucket hat. I would actually love if you didn't do that.
I might go to the game and wear the bucket hat.
I need to see a better performance out of them. Like, to Nick's point, I agree that this Swiss team is absolutely going to try to get it to extra time, to penalty kicks. I don't see it being a very high-scoring game. But if you want to win the World Cup, you've got to play well at some point. And yes, they have the greatest player of all time. Lionel Messi has pulled a rabbit out of a hat in numerous games in this World Cup. But the Swiss team is better than Cape Verde. They are a better team than Egypt. And you cannot continue to dig holes and climb out of them, even if you have the greatest player that's ever lived. Yeah. I just fundamentally do not believe that you can keep doing it game after game after game, because at some point, that magic will run out. And so they need to have a better performance. They need another attacker to step up and show that they are going to be able to put the ball in the back of the net if Lionel Messi is getting double-teamed, if he has to drop a little bit deeper into midfield to create chances. Think back to the game they played against Egypt. The first goal comes from a center back. Right. You're almost in the tactics-free zone where it's essentially just the game is chaos and Egypt kind of crumbled under the pressure. And so this is a force of necessity from Scaloni when they are losing. Can you rely on Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez, 2 world-class strikers, to come and finish chances for you? We haven't seen that in this World Cup. It has been Lionel Messi and then a couple of other random midfielders or defenders stepping up in big moments to help. I just don't believe that Argentina can continue to kind of hang on by the skin of their teeth, and then in the last 10 minutes just think, all right, here comes another rabbit out of a hat from Lionel Messi. It's possible, but I don't believe you're going to be able to do that against an England or a France or Spain.
Look, I'll stick with my mantra. Win in advance.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Win in advance.
You got a lot of mantras, apparently.
There's
Was
a
I
lot
supposed to know
to
that?
choose from.
I was
I
going
heard
to
you
say
got a lot of
something about
mantras.
delicious.
I thought you were going to, yeah.
If
I
you
didn't
said
know.
delicious,
I didn't know what.
Wouldn't have fit.
That's your
Wouldn't
mantra.
have fit.
Got it from now
But
on.
anyway,
Win in advance.
I won't be the hypocrite. I win in advance,
Yes.
right? You just keep moving on. That's fine. I do think this, though, and I want your opinion on this, Dax, as the only player up here.
What?
Well, oh, yeah, high school.
You got to go back to high school.
You were like the
bee's
bee's
knees.
out.
Oh, yeah.
I
Really, before high school even. When I really thrived.
I think there already is a lot riding on. They're trying to become just the third team ever to repeat.
Yeah.
All right, so there's that emotional. It's not quite, but remember with the Chiefs, Nick, going for the three-peat.
Yes.
Now, nobody done that, so it's not quite the same. But still,
Yeah.
there's an emotional toll with that when you're trying to do something that hasn't been done in 60 years. But then on top of that, I don't know, Dax. I don't know that they can continue to win these types of games emotionally.
Sure.
Like, I
Takes a
just
lot
think
out of
it
you.
takes a toll on you. The last two games have been just incredible comebacks. To do it a third time and then to maybe have to keep, I just think again, I want your opinion as an ex-player. I think that's a lot to ask of a team.
Can I just add to that? We saw France win yesterday, and it was like, hey, great job, great game. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Right.
When Argentina won, Messi was being
They're
thrown
throwing
into the air
him.
like they
Right.
won.
Yeah.
I think they celebrated as much.
Sure.
Because of how it was.
I know, but
Because it was
but when
so
we
tough.
see
But
teams
that's
do
the
this
thing.
across sports, like, oh,
Usually,
a lot of
Very
celebration.
Wimby-esque.
That would worry me more if they weren't
Conference
already
championship.
champions. That worries
This is
me
a lot.
less.
It's
No,
all.
I agree, but that would worry me a lot more if they weren't already a team the defending champions.
Do you agree, though, the emotional strain
Oh,
of continuing
no,
to win this way
there's
has
something
to
there
be-
for sure.
Yeah.
I also, with that said, KW, I was trying to look over at your notes, see if you had your France graphic printed out from the A block.
Oh, yeah,
Because
I
I
got
just
it.
wanted
You
to
want it?
see what the stats
Also just
were
an
on them.
open admission sheets off my paper.
Thank you. So France, okay, that's what I thought. They've scored 16 goals in the tournament, France has, and we feel like they're this unstoppable offensive force. Argentina in one fewer game has scored 14. Argentina has scored 3 goals in every game they've played except the Austria game, which they won 2-0. Now we can and France's only game, France scored 4 goals against Norway when Norway was sitting their guys. So certainly Argentina has shown a susceptibility to giving up goals and giving up meaningful goals.
Sure.
Goals, not like, oh, we have a big lead, gave up a goal. But they have scored on a per-game basis. Their offense has been as good as France's. And so we are...
Lesser competition.
Yes.
Not dramatically.
Correct. I mean, France scored 3 against Iraq, scored 3 against 4 against the Norway backups. We haven't seen anyone be able to do to Argentina what Paraguay did to France. And so my only point being, I think that they have plenty of firepower. And are they going to, take their eye off the ball a bit and find themselves in a hole? Maybe.
Yeah, you can score on them.
But you can score on
You can score. Egypt scored 2/3 goals.
That's fair.
All right, Holland versus Harry Kane. This one is Saturday. Here's Holland on how confident England's fans should be. Great quote coming up. Take a listen.
I think everyone should stay humble, but they should be confident of progressing, definitely. It's England.
You said before the World Cup the chances of winning it would be 0.5%. What's the percentage right now?
Really low still, so I think there's some clear favourites out there. England's one of them, so I think all of you should put every single pressure on the English lads.
He's so good. He's so good. Holland is the only player, this is from OptaJack, in this World Cup to score with his left foot, score with his right foot, score on a header, score from inside the box, and score from outside the box. What are the chances that Holland and Norway upset England, Dax?
There's a small chance. There's an upset alert. And quite frankly, Holland's humility is starting to annoy me.
Oh.
If you think he actually believes that.
No, of course not.
Got some oceanfront property to sell you in Kansas City. Honestly, he does not believe that. I think he is fully confident that they can beat the English, and I think he is fully confident that they can go on and win this competition. But of course, I love the I love the humility aspect of it, but it's just like I don't think he actually believes that.
It's
I think England. It is gamesmanship.
And it also makes us maybe take a slightly different look on what he said about France before the France game.
Which was what?
He's like, oh, France, when Norway,
we have no chance.
When Norway advanced, Norway locked it up and they advanced, and he was asked about the game against France. He was like, oh, we advanced. He's like, France will probably win. They'll probably win the whole thing. We took that as very defeatist, almost, especially when they then rested him.
But now it's
maybe it's
his
just
thing, right? And I get it, right? Norway, I think internally they have a belief in them. By the way, their World Cup qualifying campaign. They scored 37 goals in World Cup qualifying. The next highest was Belgium at 29. Like, this is a team they dominated in World Cup qualifying. I don't think there's any shortage of belief in that locker room. And, yeah, I think England is going to win the game, and I think England is the clear favorite. But Norway have more firepower, or just as much firepower, than anyone in this tournament. Scored multiple goals in every single game that their starting 11, their first 11 has played together. And they just took out Nick's Brazil.
Yeah.
So it's not as if it's like this like plucky underdog story who just the little engine that could keeps winning and advancing.
You can't be a plucky underdog if you might have the best player in the
but not just the best player in the World Cup, the most dynamic attacking duo in the World Cup. I think it's clear France, their front three, the most dominant in the entire tournament. But if you want to go based on duos and combinations, Odegaard and Haaland is right up there with Kane and Bellingham. And so that is what I'm really intrigued about in this matchup right here. I absolutely think England is the favorite. I have England advancing. I have England going to the final. But you can't sit there and say, no, Norway has no chance to advance and win.
The guy's utterly terrifying. And I understand you're right. You're right in giving shine to Odegaard, and like Haaland is very, he has one specific job, unlike I know in international soccer it's not that uncommon to have a true 9, a true striker's only job is for the ball in the back of the net. So he's not the first guy to have that job. The original Brazilian Ronaldo that had that job and did it at basically the highest level ever. But the volume with which he has scored since he has turned 18 years old is just unprecedented. Yeah. Man, for club and country, that's in Bundesliga, that's his first year ever with Man City when he was 22 and scored almost a goal a game. It's 62 goals in 54 games for Norway. That is, we are butting up against the most prolific goal scorer in the history of the sport on a per-game basis.
Can I interrupt you for a second just to say that in like soccer circles, if you are a manager or a teammate or something, if you have a striker that scores 1 goal on average every 2 games, that is like, this guy's unbelievable. So to Nick's point, never seen anything like this.
0.9 a game is like I said, you are butting up against the historic, like, Chamberlain-esque numbers as far as compared to the other guys once the volume's gotten that large. And so that, to me, like, they can beat anybody.
Who do you have in this game?
I will be looking for a Norway bucket hat.
So, yeah,
I will be rooting for Norway.
Who are you rooting for?
Sorry, we're not seeing any more Rowan. We're not seeing any more Rowan if that happens.
Bro, who do you have in this game?
I've got England.
He's got England going to the final.
Like Dax, I got him going to the final.
Great
But look, Norway, I mean, when you got a guy that is almost certainly going to score at least 1, and good chance he scores 2, you got a great shot. But I just think overall England is clearly the better team. But you got this great individual.
The only thing we didn't talk about at all, I just want to pay a little acknowledgement to. I do wonder what that game against Mexico took out of England. Now, it could propel them forward.
I think it's
like
confidence.
Confidence boost, or it could be.
And they lost a defender.
On
suspended.
The red
2 games.
2
games.
Two games.
It's wild. They were going to appeal it. It's like, here's your appeal. Another game.
That's insane.
Kawhi to the Raptors still hasn't happened, but it has. We discuss, and we're counting down to Jamal taking on Belgium. That is in 4 hours and 13 minutes. Need to see Jamal have a huge game.
Running a small business means I wear lots of hats. When I put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn Hiring Pro to make it easy. LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps manage my hiring workflow, puts my job post in front of a unique network of professionals, and matches me with the best candidates for my business. I can also share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. No wonder most small businesses say they'd use LinkedIn Hiring Pro again. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
It's on ice in Toronto. The Maple Leafs? Yes. Drake's album? Yes. The Kawhi trade? Also yes. League still investigating a potential salary cap circumvention probe that Nick's op he's broke. Pablo Torre, shout out to Pablo. Clippers telling ESPN that the trade can only be finalized if the Raptors ownership group assumes the risk of penalties. Oh, Raptors said, we don't want to do that. Why don't we just wait for the investigation to end? Your reaction to this news?
Well, and I think the penalty would be if Kawhi, if he's suspended for a certain amount of games. I mean, 10 to 20 would be significant. But what if it's 35 to 50? I don't know.
Or what if they void the contract?
Right. That's a whole nother thing. Look.
He wasn't ever even on the Clippers.
I say this
still on the Raptors.
A tad bit tongue-in-cheek, but there is a little truth to it. If he were suspended 40 games, 50 games, that might not be the worst thing for Kawhi Leonard. It's like Paul George. Paul George suspended 25 games, comes back fresh, plays well in the playoffs, right? I mean, Kawhi's got how many games a season does he have in him? You know what I mean? So as long as they can stay in the
go out
playoffs,
and plant some trees.
If they can stay in the playoff race by the time he gets back, who knows? But seriously, look, I get it. The main thing is to get the investigation right? Sure. And it's done by an outside firm.
Yeah.
But you wish, and it's when Pablo broke it in September, October, whatever it was, I wish the NBA, there was like a deadline, like this has to be done before free agency. Because this is what you've run up into.
Adam Silver 6 weeks ago said
they've been saying, and they've said again, it should be done shortly. All the reporting suggests that states that the Raptors did talk with the league and get, what's going on with Kawhi's situation before they made this deal. So to me, it seems like within the last few days, they caught wind that the contract may be will be voided, or the suspension is going to be a lot heavier than you might have thought. So maybe something seems to have happened to give the Raptors cold feet.
Okay, so and what I'll add to that is I think it's also possible that they caught wind that there's going to be a suspension and it's not that bad, but they still think that opens up the door for them to give less compensation. That it's like, that they are.
So you think the trade?
I think that they are. I think Kawhi is going to end up a Raptor. I think them pausing this and that they want to be able to say, oh, well, we thought there was going to be no penalty. So, again, obviously, if it's 40 games, then they would have right to say, we want to give you way less, especially because, in theory, he's on an expiring contract. Mm-hmm. But even if it's just 10 games, they might be like, give us one of those second-round picks back, or Grady Dick or something, whatever it is. So I think my guess is that's what's happening here, is that the Raptors did get wind. He is Kawhi Leonard, not the Clippers, maybe the Clippers as well, but Kawhi Leonard's going to be penalized, and they want to claw back some of the compensation. Claw. Thank you, KW. That's my guess. I also have an opinion about this process. And I don't know how many times I have to say this on the front end. I like Adam Silver. I think in general, Adam Silver's a good commissioner. I think in general, he prioritizes the right things. And I think in general, he's had a good tenure. This is mortifying. And there is a level of lawyerliness that can counteract effectiveness. And it is, in my opinion, wholly and entirely unacceptable that this process has taken this long. And I understand there's like an element almost like a government investigation, like, we don't want to meddle at all, like the DOJ's got to do their own. Once upon a time, that was a thing. And so those could seemingly take forever. Mm-hmm. This isn't that it's a basketball league.
You wouldn't think
and it's
it would
whether or not Kawhi Leonard got funneled money through his uncle for pretending to plant trees. I don't need it to be 100% perfect in every aspect. I understand the league feels like, well, Steve Ballmer could fight us. He's a pretty rich guy with a lot of resources, so we want to make sure it's all buttoned up. But at some point, quote the great Marlo Stanfield, do it or don't, I got places to be if you're the rest of the league. Because it's not just, it's the whole league that is impacted by this. Yeah. Would other teams, would the Celtics have considered, hey, instead of Paul George, Kawhi Leonard for something there, like all of it.
Something.
And it's kind of outrageous that it's been this long, and there's evidently been new developments in the last week that is preventing business from being done.
They got to wait for Pablo's podcast, that's why.
No.
Like, we're ready to wrap this up. Like, well, Pablo's dropping. It's a shoot. Gosh darn it. Who's got the RSS feed?
That's enough. We gave
Guy won Pulitzer Prize. We're out here losing sports Emmy.
Sports Emmy, I was reading it. I was ready to hand it to
Spain, Belgium on Fox, 3 hours, 58 minutes. You can shoot the ball against Belgium. Belgium's games have had the most shots. They've shot the ball the most, 107 times. Their opponents have shot the ball fourth most. Combine them, the most shots every game.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at Accenture.com/Spotify.
Live from New York, it's a show that's debating the merits of syrup. Second hour,
we're
first
not
things
even
first.
debating. Dax and
Shouldn't be
it's
a
not
debate.
a debate. Syrup is
Do you own a waffle maker?
Yes.
I don't know if you're telling the truth right there.
I did. He was thinking.
You own a waffle maker?
I haven't eaten them in a while, but yeah.
When's the last time you used it?
Does it, hold on, is it
been
square or circle?
Circle.
Because the one we have is square.
Mine's square too.
Circle.
It's heavy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I asked for it
bet
for
it's the
Christmas.
same brand. You asked for it for Christmas?
Yeah, I love waffles.
You don't
Yeah,
love
but
it
here's
that
the-
much.
Yes, I do.
No,
You're
here's the kicker.
50 and you didn't have a waffle maker until recently. You don't love it that much. If
And
you
you
can't be
don't-
like,
and
I
you-
love coffee, I just got a coffee maker. I'm just right about this.
You know what
You're
else?
not a child.
It's
You have
more of
your
a-
own money.
I didn't think about that. I never thought about
You
that.
don't eat them right either.
What are you talking about?
No syrup on waffles? What is that?
Crazy.
Tell them we're debating it. We're debating it. Second
Gotta
hour, first
have
things
it.
first today, Spain, Belgium. Owen Hargreaves on the call and joins us in about 30 minutes. Meanwhile,
He was sweet.
Drake Maye. He's under 25. There's a list of under 25 QBs. Drake, Caleb, Jaden Daniels. Who's the best? We discussed.
Is Purdy in there? He's old.
He's old, bro.
Oh, how old is Purdy?
He's old.
You see Purdy was on his tractor
17.
the other day?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he's
It
just
doesn't
loving it.
surprise me.
You're in for a real treat. Only 7 teams are left in the World Cup. Time to find out who has the recipe for success. What? Who has the recipe for success and who is just cooked? It's a fresh episode of Title Pie with a little bit of a switch up. This time we are featuring the aforementioned, which I love, Belgium waffles.
Doesn't
Everyone
work.
gets
Here,
one.
Wilds.
I don't just
Here.
just
see.
handing me a waffle.
Pass it down.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Pass it down.
Ooh, it's a little cold.
What are we?
I don't want
little
it with
cold.
your hands all over.
That's what I was saying. I was gonna grab my own.
He's like,
I don't like the pass it down.
What are they?
I don't like the pass it down
No,
technique
what are
when
they
it comes to
called?
waffles.
What do they call that, Gianna? Like the devil on your shoulder, the
Yeah.
intrusive thoughts?
Yeah.
I want to throw this.
Why?
From now on, there's a new
I
rule.
might
I take a bite of
do
it.
it.
does
I
smell
want a frisbee.
There's a
It's
new
like
rule.
Cookie.
When you are
smells like
doing
a
your
cookie.
team, carve out how much, whatever you want to do it to the thing.
Well, all right. So I have the. So
You don't have to do it. You can do it. You have.
With too many hands have been touching these.
It was
Time for the pie, not the
I don't know where
waffles
those
with
hands
4
are.
of them. It doesn't even make sense.
I'm keeping mine in front of me.
Thank you.
That's
Smells good.
Switzerland,
Here,
4%.
get that syrup,
4%.
Dax.
We're 9 minutes past the hour, guys. Let's tighten it up. KW. KW.
He's getting ready to eat. He eats during your monologue.
I apologize.
I'm not
Serious
naming
show.
names, but I'm telling you, every once in a while, you pull me into your office and you point out things you've seen on the internet, clips from maybe other shows in our space, and you're like, look at these idiots. Look at how dumb what they do is. And you're manhandling a cold old waffle as part of Title Pie. He wants to be on
4%.
camera
I'm
so
sorry.
bad.
I'm sorry. 4% Switzerland. Keep going.
They've made the round of 16 or better in 4 straight World Cups. This is their furthest they've gotten since the 50s. Also, they're not here to entertain you. They are here to survive and advance through.
That's
and
right.
so we'll see how Argentina deals with it. 5%, Belgium. So during Lukaku and De Bruyne's prime, they were the #1 team in the world, uninterrupted for multiple years.
Wow.
Now, they came really close to winning the whole thing in 2018. They lost a 1-0 semifinal to France, which went on to win the whole thing. And then 2022 was a total disaster. They move on from Roberto Martinez, I think, who then goes and coaches Portugal.
Correct.
Interesting, maybe little redemption arc. Redemption's too strong because, again, Belgium making the semifinals, being #1 team in the world was an amazing story. But when it felt like we were well past that era, if they can all of a sudden make another semifinal, if they can, upset Spain and then see, it'd be amazing. It's certainly not off the board that they beat Spain. 6%, Holland and Norway. Keep in mind, they're at the same level as they were because we did an impromptu title pie on Monday. They haven't played since then, so they already got their post-Brazil bump. The question is, how long can Holland keep this up? And can Holland potentially play a little Ballon d'Or spoiler? He's up to 8% in the odds markets to win that. I gotta think if somehow Norway makes a final and he wins a Golden Boot, even though coming into this tournament he was like 2% to win the Ballon d'Or, all of a sudden maybe he steals it. It's just a little sub story.
I like that, a little subplot.
All right, big slice. 13%, England. Here, and again, they had already gotten their bump on Monday from beating Mexico. Here's the question I have. How many teams could have gone into that environment and won that game?
Very few.
And how many teams could have done it without their best player and face of the team carrying them? Because not that Harry Kane wasn't good, but it was their second star, their younger star, Jude Bellingham, who did it for him. Plus, great goalkeeping by Pickford early. It's just it's as good of a round of 16 win you'll ever see in this tournament. England did it winning at Azteca. 17%, Spain. Pretty hard to score. Nobody's done it. I don't think they have been wildly impressive, but they have been incredibly methodical in the fact that, hey, unless we're playing Cape Verde, we're going to get at least a goal, and you're not, so we're going to win. The question is, are they going to get super-duper star Lamine Yamal at all in this tournament? If they are, they can win the whole thing. If they're not, I don't think they can. Not only do I think they can't win the whole thing, I think if they don't get superstar Lamine Yamal today, they can lose today to Belgium. And so I think it's just something to watch for. Up all the way to 25%, Argentina. Team of Destiny does not feel too strong to me. If you were to say, what were the 2 greatest games? You know what? How about this? If somebody said the 3 best games played at the World Cup this decade are 3 Argentina wins, you're like, yeah, maybe. The final last year, a 3-3 epic against France, you win in penalty kicks. The Cape Verde game, back and forth with the stories, and then one of the most improbable comebacks ever as far as being down 2-0 that late in the game and winning in 90. It had never been done in World Cup history. You add all of that to KW. I know you don't want to say it because it works against your France take, but what are you the king of?
Vibes?
Yeah. Nobody's got better vibes than Argentina.
I mean,
nobody's got better vibes than Argentina. It's just true.
I don't like flirting with disaster.
They're dancing with the devil.
Sure.
They're doing.
Yeah, but luckily they literally believe they have God on their side.
Sure.
So they think they're going to win that battle.
Quite
and
literally,
then at 30%, its biggest slice yet, France. They also obviously are the only team that has already advanced to the semis, so that helps them a lot. The other thing that helps them a lot is they have the most talent. They have a guy in Mbappe who might be playing better than anyone in the world, and all of a sudden, the defense just put up its best performance of the World Cup in the quarterfinals. And by the way, I haven't mentioned this, a stadium that was pretty pro-Morocco. It wasn't as big of a discrepancy as some of the other places, but I didn't know, Boston's got a huge Moroccan and North African population. They showed out for that game. France quieted that crowd early. That Dax is the latest title pie.
It's a great title waffle. The waffle's still here. I still smell it.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's hard to quibble. There's not, the pie is getting smaller and smaller.
Pie's same size.
Yeah.
Well, the pie's
fewer slices.
Fewer slices go around, but I just can't get over the fact that the Argentina slice feels heavy and the England slice feels too low. If we are to see what I expect to see, which is England advance and Argentina advance on a crash course for a semifinal. And I know the numbers might be a little bit skewed here and there. I find it unfathomable that England would be an almost 50% underdog, according to this, to Argentina. I mean, I understand Messi's greatness more so than anyone, but he also is carrying this team to results that are impressive, but the performances are not. I want to see an Argentinian performance that I look at them and I say, okay, that is a team that is not going to, I don't want to say fold, but not going to perform poorly against a Spain or a France or an England. A team that absolutely will punish them and not let them back in the game if they continue to play like they are playing. I also think that England, to your point a little bit earlier that you said, the emotional toll of that win at Azteca, I actually think it's an emotional boost. I think it's a confidence boost.
It certainly can.
I don't see any world in which England doesn't look at that performance against Mexico in Azteca and say, it doesn't matter who we play, we have experienced adversity. Our two best players are playing very well right now. I look at it as a 1A, 1B type of match winner situation with Jude Bellingham, who that was a generationally fantastic performance against Mexico from Jude Bellingham. And it wasn't just the 2 goals, it was also him clearing a certain goal off, not off the line, but 4 or 5 yards out. He is an absolute machine, an emotional leader for this English national team. They're getting more danger from their winger, their wide positions. I'm not enamored with their right fullback situation and the fact that Thomas Tuchel did not bring Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I think that red card to Kwanzaa, depending on how it reshuffles their back line, obviously we'll see how that plays out. I just feel like England needs a little bit bigger slice of the pie.
Listen, you made some really good points, but so they have, one of their starting defenders is out with an injury. The guy that you would like potentially.
Reece James is their starting right fullback who's been injured a lot. He is injury prone.
Right, so
could be coming back if they advance.
Right, but so one guy's out with injury, one guy's suspended. A guy you would have liked on the roster is not there, and they're going up against Holland.
Tough one.
That seems like
That's
a potential
fullback.
recipe for disaster.
It is. Which is why I give Norway a slight chance. But guess what? I also give Switzerland a slight chance. Everyone on upset alert.
I feel like I've been beating this drum every title pie, but I'm moving Spain ahead of Argentina. All right, and I get maybe you're doing that because Argentina's on the other side of the bracket, but Spain obviously has had the best defense in the tournament. And like I said earlier, I look at it as a plus that they've been playing so well without their best player getting it going offensively, Yamal. So they could be ready to explode offensively to match that defense. They have shown, I could try to argue, the only reason I'm not even saying they should be number one, because they have beaten France twice in the last 2 years, 2-0 against them in the last 2 years, is that okay, would you really beat them a third straight time? That's a little tough to do.
Doesn't like the three.
It's tough to do.
Mental gymnastics there.
Yeah, it's a little tough to do. It can be done. I'm banking on them doing it, but I get why you wouldn't have them number one. But and I just think Argentina, to Dax's point, has not looked great against mediocre competition, and Spain has looked better. So
I get all that. Again, a little reductive, and I explained earlier how Yamal's game is more than just scoring goals. But when we're talking Argentina, and our producers put together a B-roll of what we're watching, it's Messi scoring 6 goals.
Yeah.
I just watched that whole Lamine Yamal B-roll. It's like a sweet
Take
nutmeg
one.
out
It's
on the
take
wing.
one.
Yeah.
It's a couple awesome shots that got
Get
stopped.
saved.
Like,
Not there yet.
It doesn't
Good
quite.
chance.
But that's
It
the
doesn't-
thing. He's coming.
Yeah. KW?
He's on his way.
You wanted me to do the waffle, you said? Excellent. France deserves half the Belgian waffle.
Well, so you want the meat add 2.5%?
What do you mean?
Belgium has 2.5%.
No.
You said you wanted France to get half their waffle.
France gets half the pie.
How dry is your mouth right now?
This is it's wet.
I hope that's
yeah.
yours.
It's certainly
Let-
cold.
let's
Argentina.
let him get
Your
to his
waffle.
take.
Take
We don't
some
need
away
to watch
from
him eat.
Argentina. Argentina can score goals. We get it. Kind of Denver Nuggetsy for me.
What?
Offense is great. Best player in the world. What's up with the defense? Can someone raise their hand and talk about the defense? Egypt scored 3 goals. Cabo Verde scored 2 goals. We're like, oh my God, they pulled it out of the fire again. You know what they say after the French game? I don't even know if they're trying their hardest. What do you think? Like, no, not really.
They're playing with their food.
They got another level to go to. Oh, Messi, heroics at the end of the game. You know what Mbappe's doing? I'm going to sit down here. Can you take me out? I'm going to ice my ankle a little bit. They're chilling. Spain, we already talked about it. Everybody else is doing great. French players are doing great. Dembele's playing great. Olise's playing great. Barco's playing great. And Yamal's doing some cool nutmegs. And this is finally for you. I showed this earlier, Dax. We're number 1 in everything, France.
You're throwing "we" around awful liberally here. You were really pounding your Team USA chest, and now you're. I understand same colors of the flag.
Yeah.
You don't have. You're
And
not.
they were very
you're
helpful
not French
in-
by blood or
No.
relation.
Well-
No, you're not.
I was a big.
What? What? You're not even the Wimby
love
guy on the
grapes.
show. You're not.
You know New England. You know I'm a big Patriots guy.
Yeah.
You think we did that on our own? Who'd we call? French, can you come over here and help us out? They said, sure. They came over, and next thing you know, the tide of the war changed. In any event, Dusty, do we have our graphic just to show Dax we're number 1? There we go. Number 1 in goals, number 1 goal differential. Big chances, number 1. Again, my numbers are a little bit different from 27. I'm around 30, 32. Clean sheets, we're at 4. So, Dax, this is a real question for you because I've asked you this a few times in the hallway and on air.
Yep.
I don't know what the plan is to beat France. Paraguay's like, I got an idea. How about tackle the guys all the
It's
time?
what Argentina did in the final. Score 3 goals.
You got to have a perfect game, and you've got to attack. If you don't do that,
So real quick, can you attack this team without
Exposing yourself?
exposing
No,
yourself to a
you
counterattack
cannot.
that is more deadly than your attack?
you need a Tim Howard 2014 Belgium performance from your goalkeeper.
Okay.
You need your attacking players to score the chances that they get. And Morocco, to Nick's great point about the expected goals numbers, they didn't even create anything. Right. So you have to, for me, you have to go blow for blow with them. You absolutely cannot sit in and hope to contain them because Paraguay did a good enough job. Didn't even give themselves a chance in the attacking end.
It's how Spain beat them,
have to
though.
score.
Spain beat them 5-4.
It's gonna.
Argentina
like
in the
that.
World Cup, beat them. It was 3-3 in penalty. Like you're gonna
score.
Yes,
score
you're
goals.
gonna have to score 3 goals, which is I think Argentina can do that.
Okay.
I do think we're on an Argentina-Spain.
I think
political
Dembele-
It would also help if you scored first against them, so you don't have to open up.
Josh, you know what I'd like to do?
Yeah, then you can sit back.
A Dembele is way better than he was even 2 years ago. Project. Do we want to launch that, Josh? Yeah. Okay. Good. I think a lot of this France seems very similar. I think Dembele has taken a huge leap up.
He is the reigning best player in the world.
He's probably better.
Yeah. All right, we're counting down to. That was a great title pie. Does anyone want to have another bite of their pie?
I hope
I'm
that
debating
was
having
your
a bite.
waffle.
I don't really want to.
This one?
Man,
Guys, it wasn't mine
A
or
team
Nick's.
player.
We were
I
all
don't
over
mind.
that thing. My hands were all
I'm
over
a team player.
I really wanted to just.
I took a bite. I took a bite. Right?
It
I
smells
didn't like
not good?
No.
You got to put syrup on it.
Yeah.
Counting
not
down to Spain, Belgium, on Fox, Colt from Los Angeles. We also have James Corden. Take a listen.
Next up is a portrait challenge. I am drawing you. You are drawing me. The decision will be made by the crew as to who is the best. We have 2 minutes to complete this portrait. Go.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
What color are your eyes? Blue.
Yours are yellow, I'll tell you that.
Okay, brushes down. Ready?
Yeah.
And reveal. This is Erling's portrait of me. Chess King James. And this is Erling And this is Erling Haaland. So the crew, with a cheer, who believes that Erling's is the best portrait?
Oh.
Who believes that mine is the best portrait? Okay, I'm going to take that as a win. John, do you want me to sign this for you?
Yes, please.
That's a point to me.
This summer, soccer is here, and so are the watch parties. And Uber Eats has your game day essentials covered. Everything you need to keep your crowd happy, delivered straight to your door. Get wings, pizza, chips, dips, fresh ingredients, and more. Keep the soccer going and all your game day essentials flowing. Order in so you can lock in for the games. Only on Uber Eats for a limited time.
Welcome back to First Things First. Oyarzabal in Belgium taking on Spain. Nobody can score on Spain today at 3 on Fox. And on the call, first time on the show, but friend of the show, Owen Hargreaves. Owen, thank you for joining us. We've had Fletcher on 2 times at this point, so we felt like it was starting to get out of whack. You guys are such a good team, so thanks for joining us.
Yeah, to be fair, he loves you guys. I think he thinks he's one of the show now.
Well, yeah, we have an open invite to him and you during your time off to come to New York. The tournament's been obviously unbelievable. We're going to spend some time looking forward, but I want to look back just a moment because I thought one of the coolest moments of the knockout round was when you and Fletch during Mexico-England, Fletch shared the anecdote of you saying, this is the first time in years that I have felt like, man, I want to be back out there. I'm paraphrasing, but just the environment at Azteca. And obviously you guys are impartial and professional broadcasters, but you're both Englishmen. You're both rooting, I think, for England. What was that environment like? Can you take us there?
Do you know what? Everybody speaks about the Azteca, a bit like these iconic stadiums or arenas in the US, and you think, is it really all it's hyped up to be? First of all, it takes hours to get there. We had a police horse to get in because there's so much traffic. And then you kind of walk up and it's older than you think. And because of the altitude, it's quite a little steep incline as you go up to the commentary position. And it was just, the altitude is a real thing, but I just thought the boys hung in there. Up to this point, on these highlights you're seeing, Mexico were better. But then I think this tournament's been about the superstars. Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane are our superstars, and they stepped up to the plate. It wasn't pretty, didn't have much possession, but we did a bit of a smash and grab. Jude smashing in there, make it 2. That ball from Harry Kane is amazing, but I do think that's the difference. We've been quite solid. We haven't been pretty, but we got 2 superstars at the top of the pitch, Jude and Harry Kane. That's a brilliant penalty, by the way. And at a moment when it was 2-1, got the red card, that stadium was about to flip. But I just thought, it was an incredibly disciplined performance. Not pretty, but I think when you want to win stuff, the biggest trophies in any sport, you got to find a way to hang in there when it's difficult. And I thought the boys hung in there in probably one of the hardest environments they've ever played in. And now they can go on and maybe play a little bit better football against Norway. But I think the big guys, Jude and Harry, have stepped up big time. Saka
had a big game. Gordon had a big game on the wing, and I just thought all the guys that you needed to step up showed in probably one of the hardest atmospheres I'll ever play. So I respect and proud of the boys for that.
Owen, you mentioned the superstars stepping up. The one who really hasn't, the biggest one certainly, is Jamal. And you're doing the Spain-Belgium game today. First of all, how do you characterize the way he's played thus far, and do you expect him to have that breakout game today?
Hey, Chris, don't sleep on this guy. He is legit. I mean, this might sound controversial. He's probably the most talented player in this tournament right now. I know he's only 18 and Messi's at his age, but this kid can move people out of nowhere, out of their shoes. He's an incredibly good player, but I think he's coming back from an injury and he's not really up to speed. Nico Williams on the other side is a bit similar, but this kid is super special. Everybody's doubling him up. There isn't really much space, but he can find space in a vault. And I'm looking forward to him because this kid will get people off their seats. I know the US, they love their superstars. This will be the biggest player with Mbappe and Haaland in the game. And he's got a little bit more extra, a little bit more flair, which I think people love to see. But this kid, I think, is going to explode today. He's got everything to be the best player in the world.
Yesterday, Mbappe missed a penalty. There's a little bit of a time controversy. We've seen Messi miss 2 PKs. And throughout the whole tournament, I think it's a historic low amount of PKs made. Do you think there's a reason for that?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it. Some of the biggest moments in my whole career were decided on penalties. I won 2 Champions Leagues on penalties. I got knocked out of 2 major tournaments on penalties. I think guys are overcomplicating it. You know, they're making all these silly run-ups with all these stutter steps and all these things. You know, I just think it affects your momentum. And you got to think, you wait 4 years to get to a World Cup to basically give onus to the goalkeeper to decide when you're going to shoot. Why would you let him dictate? If he stands still, you're going to, at some point, because you have to keep moving forward, you're going to kind of panic. Look, you got to pick a spot, and basically you're letting the goalkeeper decide where you want to go. I think you step up, you pick your spot, trust my best against your best, and see who wins. If you save it, you're at a World Cup too. But I think this technique we're seeing is creating doubt. And when you have pressure, we've seen it, you know, in the NBA with free throws or, you know, big-time shots. The more pressure is, I think you want to simplify the game. Make a very simple run-up.
Look at this guy
right there.
Look at this guy. He's hitting a penalty. Did you see?
Smashed it to the corner. So I kind of experienced that myself, good and bad. And I learned that, you know, overcomplicating with all these run-ups, especially if you're a defender. I did the Colombia-Switzerland game. And the second penalty that went up was the center back. And basically, you want your skill players taking these shots. It's like in the NBA when they're fouling people, they try and foul the center, don't they? Because they don't want the guards with 90% free throw shooting, so they kind of foul the centers, and that's basically what you're getting. You get some of these center backs up to take penalties, and I don't think it's in their skill set. So I think guys are overthinking it, getting in their own head rather than just simplifying the exercise. It's actually a very easy physical exercise, over 12 yards, but I think guys are overthinking it. Even the greats are kind of, and I think you'll see guys kind of clean it up a little bit and make it a bit easier.
The missed penalties are the only blemish on Messi's World Cup this year as the defending champ. And it's a remarkable trajectory where 3 World Cups ago, he had said, I'm retiring from international football. Like, I can't do it. I've done everything but win for my country. And now, seemingly, they can't lose. We have debated a bit on the show, you know, them pulling it out of the fire the way they have in the last 2 games against Cape Verde and then really pulling it out of the fire against Egypt. Is that a sign of a team that's vulnerable, or is it a sign of a team that believes we're always going to find a way and we've got the greatest player ever on our side? Like, where do you read how they are right now headed into their quarterfinal match?
Yeah, that's a great question. Do you know what? I think those moments help you. I think you really learn about athletes and teams when it's difficult, like England against Mexico. You hang in there and you get through it, and then you grow. I think obviously they've had some wobbly moments, but the most important thing is that at this level, our level, professional level, you got to come through. And you know what? In 82 minutes they were 2-0 down. They found a way to come through. Leo stepped up, and they were there in the big moments. That's all. What's a finish that is, by the way, but. That's all sports are. Can you be there in the biggest moment and be decisive? And obviously Argentina have proven they can do that. This goal was stunning. the counter-attack, this header from a central midfield player, technically that is just, it is incredible. He's like leaning back, he's guiding it. I literally got goosebumps when I was watching the game. I was on the way to the Colombia-Switzerland game, but you guys cover the American sports and, all the different leagues. I don't know if I've ever seen a team play to one guy's strength. And these are the best players in this country, Argentina has. But everybody has decided we're going to play to Leo, because Leo's going to make us tick. He's going to be the one that's decisive. And you watch when they play. As soon as they get anywhere near the box, the ball gets to Leo. And he's proven he doesn't need many looks. As soon as he gets to this spot at the edge of the D there, he's money. And I think that's the biggest difference. Credit the coach. I don't think any team in any sport I've ever seen would sacrifice. All these guys worked their whole life to get to this moment. But they're saying, right, Leo's the guy, he's going to take us where we need to be. And all the guys are brilliant players. Great goalkeeper, amazing defense. But everybody say, right, Leo's going to take us where we need to be, like he did 4 years ago. And you know what? Look, at that edge of the D again. He gets in there, forget about it. And the whole team's trying to get Leo looks in that D. If you think about any sport, if the great guys get to their spot, what's going to happen? Trouble. And I think that's all Argentina's trying to do. Look, Leo, get to his spot. Every goal looks the same. It's actually quite staggering. I think, if anything, I think they almost look to him too much so teams know it's coming. But the big thing is, everybody's bought into this. And this is down to the coach, by the way. Say, guys, Leo's it. Everybody, that's work for Leo. And you know what? You'd have to say it's working. It's not as solid maybe as we expected, but the one thing about Argentinians is they have a spirit which is very rare. They fight and they compete and they're together. And then they got Leo obviously at the top of the pitch, a brilliant goalkeeper in Emi Martinez, some brilliant centre backs. So I think France are the best team I've seen so far.
Yep.
But I think Spain and Argentina and England, that's kind of the top 4 power ranking for me at the moment.
We've got a great race for the Golden Boot. Mbappe and Messi both at 8, Haaland at 7. Who right now, who would be your prediction or pick that you think is going to come out and win it?
Do you know what? That is incredible. I don't think I've ever seen a Golden Boot that good.
Oh,
you normally get a little dark horse slide in there, but I think it's got to be Kylian, just because I think with Messi, obviously, there's so much focus on him, and he has proven decisive. And obviously, Haaland depends what happens with England and Harry. But I think with Kylian, because he's got 3 other guys around him, in Doué and Dembele and Olise, he's got the most firepower. So I don't think they can key on Kylian as much. So he's probably going to get a little bit more space because he's got 3. In the NBA, you talk about the big 3. They got a big 4. So I think it makes it harder for teams to key on Kylian. I think he'll get more looks just because they got more firepower at the top of the pitch.
And Owen, just quickly, I know you got to go, but I just wanted to say, you and Fletch have become friends of the show, and we appreciate it. Fletch also has let me down because while he got in Doorstep of Destiny for KW and he got in I Don't Like It, I Love It for Brew, old humble old Nick just asked for one little Never a Doubt, and it's yet to get in. So maybe if there's a moment you can fit in Never a Doubt, it would be appreciated since Fletch is letting me down on that front. Just saying.
100, Never a Doubt.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Owen.
Thank you, Owen.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the call today. Spain, Belgium today at 3 on Fox. More first things first right after the break. We'll see Yamal. Hopefully he scores. We're expecting him to score.
You heard he's going to break out.
Okay. Live from Los Angeles.
City.
Pace Checkout is offered by your banks and credit unions. So when you shop online at participating merchants, your cards appear in one place, ready to use and kept up to date. And the best part, your actual card number isn't shared when you check out, because boundaries are healthy, like no work emails after 6. One small step for boundaries, one big leap for checkout. Pace, it checks out. Activation required. See Pace.com to learn more. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to First Things First. Harry Kane, quality one day, 5 hours, 15 minutes. England taking on Holland and Norway. Yes, from Miami. I'm excited for this game. Also a battle of 2 very similar flags. Oh, yeah, good take. Prime Performance, sponsored by Lexus. We're going to head back to American football. 3 QBs on CBS's top 10 NFL players under 25. Coming in at number 4, Drake Maye, silver medalist in the MVP race and his team.
We're looking forward, not backwards, Cato.
Well, I have to have some.
We're looking forward, not backwards.
Well, it has some precedence, right? Caleb, and then Jaden Daniels at 8. I think Drake has the best year, Brew. How confident are you in Drake Maye, young superstar?
Well, look, I would not be surprised if either of these three had the best year. I think it's that close. They've all had one great year. And so it's going to be interesting to see.
KW doesn't think Caleb's had a great year.
USC was great. That one USC year was fantastic.
That's fair. Great might be a little over, but he was impressive last year.
Yes.
Breakout
and
season.
Played his best. It got better as the year went on.
Yeah,
That's
breakout season.
Yeah, but didn't have a Jaden level year or Drake level year.
That's fair. But they all have had that one really impressive season. It'll be interesting to see if one of them falls back and doesn't play nearly as well. If it's Jaden, that would be 2 straight years. Correct. And it'll be interesting if one of them builds on it. Look, Drake has the best wide receiver of the bunch in A.J. Brown. He obviously has a very good offensive coordinator he's comfortable with now. I think his experience in the playoffs and then the Super Bowl was better than anything Caleb experienced or Jaden, just as far as to learn from. So I'm comfortable right now saying, okay, I think it'll be Drake. I wouldn't be surprised if it's any of them. But I think Drake, there's a lot to believe.
Very fair take.
I would be surprised if it's Jaden.
Really?
Yeah, I think he has the worst.
He's like your bronze medalist?
Yeah, I think he has the worst offensive infrastructure and arguably the worst weapons.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean? Like, I think those two things just greatly work against him, and I think he is the biggest injury risk of the three.
He definitely
So, like, all of those are pretty significant things. Now, you could also
probably
argue,
the biggest chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
I mean, he just...
no, that's fair. And some would argue he also has, I guess I was going to say that he has had the best individual season of any of the three, but Drake's season last year is better than Jaden's rookie year.
Yeah.
Jaden, he had an awesome rookie year, but Drake's second year is better. But my money would be on Caleb for this season. And again, it's not even necessarily saying that I don't know that I believe Caleb is yet better than Drake Maye. I do feel I would rather, if I could have either one of them for the next 10 years, I would pick Caleb over Drake. Drake would be, if you could have any player in the league for the next 10 years, under 30, I think Drake would be might be my second pick or second or third.
He's like your France, basically.
Sure. So it's not it's more a bet on Caleb than it is an indictment on Drake.
Sure.
But I do think there will be something of a Super Bowl hangover. I think there will be something of a whatever was exposed in the playoffs, other teams seizing on against Drake. And I think Caleb has we've talked this a lot, Caleb becomes a dramatically better player just by hitting the layups. I think that Caleb has already checked a lot of the hardest to learn boxes. And then, the questions to the test that he hasn't answered yet are some of the easier ones rather than harder ones. So for all those reasons, and I do think that he gets the bump that we saw Drake get, not that we saw Drake get, but both guys will get it, the second year in a guy's system. Josh McDaniel was there. This is his second year with Josh. And
second year kid. They're the same.
Both of them get that second year bump. And so for those reasons, I like
I think it's fair, the point you made about has anything been exposed. Hopefully the Patriots address that. The two things I thought were exposed were the guy you can get to him. So Will Campbell should be healthier. You can talk about how good he can be. They did get Elijah Vera-Tucker to shore up the line. And hey, they don't really have weapons for Seattle. We can stop them. And we went out and got the best free agent, wasn't free agent, traded for the best wide receiver that was available. Experience, every second-year quarterback or third-year quarterback got more experience. But Drake's whole team got more experience. So this is offense when we talk about offensive rookies taking snaps.
I do like this.
Browns, Titans, Texans, where you're the Texans were good. Their offense wasn't good. Right. Patriots' offense was excellent. Jets were woeful. And the Saints had sneaky potential. We're Saints might be something.
So this was a graphic we showed the year the Chiefs won the year the Chiefs won the Super Bowl right after trading Tyreek. Their second Super Bowl.
Yep. And their defense,
And
right?
Correct.
Yes.
It was defensive snaps. Actually, yeah, it was defensive snaps by rookies. And it was a bunch of awful teams plus the Chiefs.
Yep.
And then you saw the next year that defense really jumped. So I do like that a lot.
Yeah. So we'll see if we started 2 rookies on the O-line and got cooked.
Yes.
It got exposed fast. The final one. And this has been floating around. You can play with the Photoshop a little bit.
What is
But I talked about the moves. I talk about the experience, the mind. And now, Brew, it's time to just talk about the muscle. Drake Maye, he just added. There's varying reports. Now, what you do is you go onto your Photoshop. You just move like the saturation left and right, and it really pops. Brew, he looks like he looks like a prime Oberlin Brew a little bit.
KW.
Yeah.
I understand.
Look at the
that
neck
you
size,
have a little
too.
bit of,
Not even
Mac Jones PTSD.
Sorry about that.
So because of that, you're over the moon about this. He's a professional football player.
Well, he gained muscle.
You
remember early Giannis?
That's not the transformation, buddy.
But similar.
It's
the
not
path.
at all.
Early Giannis was very thin.
Okay.
He's just getting.
You were doing better before this picture, I think.
What are you talking about? Moves, mind, and muscle?
Moves, mind, and muscle?
Yeah, the moves that we made, the mind and experience, and the muscle. Get used to it. It's the new doorstep to destiny. Coming up, there's our football segment.
I gotta tell you, if France loses in the final, the doorstep of destiny becomes the Nick Wright bucket hat. The curse.
Spain, Belgium on Fox live from LA. It's in 3 hours and 7 minutes. If Belgium wins this game convincingly, Pulisic and Team USA are feeling good. They've got Belgium bucket hats.